Very good morning, students. Today we are moving to the new lesson, that is history lesson, devotional path to divine. Divine means God, and we are moving to the devotional path. In a different path we are moving to, or in a different way we are moving to God. There are many ways to reach to God, not only India. If you are visiting other countries, or if you are learning the history of other countries, we can see the people, they are trying to reach to God in a different way. Some people, they are making giving harm to their body, beating or fasting severely like that to try to reach to God. Some people, they are making meditation and prayers and to reach to God. And some people like Mirabai, they are singing songs, or they are dancing for God, to reach to God. In the name of God, they are singing, dancing, like that. Many ways we are trying. Some people in India, we know some of the sadhus or the sannyasis, what they are doing, they won't speak to anybody for many years, 20 years, 25 years. They are without speaking to any human being. They are trying to reach to God. Like that, many way we are trying. And some of them are studying different religious books, scriptures, or the holy books of the different religions, and they are searching for God and trying to reach to God. So like that, in different way. Here we are going to study different way, that is the devotional path to reach to God. And let us go through the lesson first. Introduction, then the idea of supreme God. What is the meaning of God or supreme God? That is the first thing what we are going to study. Then a new kind of bhakti in South India. Now, Nairanais and Alvas, the bhakti movement, it is starting, and what it mean bhakti movement, and how it is started, and what is the speciality of this one. Then we can see philosophy and bhakti. What is the real philosophy of how to reach to God, or what is the philosophy behind bhakti movement. Then Basavana's Vaishnavism, that is one of the bhakti tradition, how they try to reach to God, that is Basavana's Vaishnavism. Then saints of Maharashtra, not only in South India, when we are looking to any part of the world, we can see in the same way people tried in the way of bhakti, they are trying to reach to God. Like that, we are going to study some of the saints from Maharashtra, like Sai Baba, like some of the saints we are going to study. Then Nath Patis, Siddhas and Yogis, that is another group of people. They also tried in the same method of bhakti movement. Then Islam and Sufism, that also in the form of bhakti movement. Then that everything is having a little bit differences, but we can say the different version of bhakti. Okay, then comes the new religious development in North India. We can see some of the changes in the Sufi from Hinduism itself, formation of some of other religion, or a separate wing it is developing, that we can see. Then next comes a closer look to Kabir. You have studied, you may studied about Kabir Das Dohas in Hindi textbook or in Tamil, and or Mirabai's, like that. So we are going to see who was Kabir sorry, and what is his speciality. We are going to see Baba Guru Nanak, the Sikh religion, and its formation of Sikh religion we are going to see. Then comes Martin Luther and the Reformation. What happened in European countries or out of India in the same time, or in the different way, how they try to reach to God, that we are going to see. This is all about the lesson. Okay, let us start with the introduction. You may have seen people perform rituals of worship, or singing bhajans or kirtanas and kavalis, or even repeating the name of God in silence. And notice that some of them are moved to tears. Such intense devotion or love of God is a legacy of various kinds of bhakti and Sufi movements that have evolved since 8th century. So we can see the people, we are praying to God in a different way. When our parents are saying to us to go pray to God, we may close our eyes and maybe join your hands, or like that different posture we are taking and just praying. And what prayers we learned, it may be some kirtanas or some bhajans, or some of the sentences what we learn, that we may say repeatedly every day, morning and evening. That may be our usual thing. And some of them are trained how to pray from their mind. And they, even though those who are doing, for example, one of the lady who is working as a domestic worker, and means as a servant she is working, and when she is cleaning clothes, she is praying like that. For example, I am saying praying like that, please God, wash out all the sins of the world, or all the impurity of the world, and make us pure, or the sacred one, or good ones, like that she is praying. And when she is cooking, and please add some blessings to our life, as well as the lives of all the people of the world, and those who are in need of your blessing, please bless, like that. Some of the ladies, they are praying, they won't sit and they won't pray like Kabir Das or Mirabai, but they are making their prayer in a different way. So if you are watching your parents, especially your grandparents, parents maybe they are working, so that we can't see like that, we can't observe it, but our grandparents are there at home. Okay, you can watch them whenever they are doing in the name of God, or they are asking the blessing of God to complete that activity properly, or with that they are raising their mind to pray for others also. So like that, different types of people we can see. And we might have heard the story of Narada Muni, and how he was praying full time, and when he got a task to keep a vessel of oil in his hand and round the world, he forgot to please God. But the farmer who was working in the farming field early morning to midnight, and morning when he is getting up, and when he is sleeping, before that twice he was praying, and God is saying like that, that person only loving me more, like that. Many stories we heard like that in Indian context. So like this, many types of people we can see. Here it is saying like that, where some of them are worshipping God by rituals every day, burning the lighting the lamp, or incense, like that. Many things we are doing. And sometimes we are repeating the bhajan sentences again and again in the form of singing, or in the sentences like that. And some of them are sitting and crying in front of God, some of them are sitting silently, like that. A different way we can see how we are showing our love to God, or our devotion to God. That is the important thing. For what purpose we are doing this one? Because we are loving God, or we are enjoying the love of God, or we are devoted to God. That's why we are doing all these things. Okay, so we are moving to next part. The idea of a supreme God. Before large kingdom emerged, different groups of people worshipped their own gods and goddesses. Before becoming the big kingdoms, the people, there was believing in God and goddesses. In Indian context, we can see God and goddesses, because it is plural. And if you are moving to Jewish community, or Islam community, or Christian community, they are believing in single God. And if you are moving to the tribal area, we can see they are thinking God as a like a rock, or rain, or a thunder, like that. Many things. According to that, we can see that particular group, they are having their own God and gods and goddesses. As people brought together through the growth of towns, trade and empire, new idea began to develop. So we have seen the lesson like that, growth of towns. It may be temple towns or administrative towns, like that things we have seen. Then trade and empire. From the small village, the traders are moving from one place to another place. So we can see contact of culture and the mingling of culture, like that things. That expansion of empire, the one of the empire, he is making the large kingdoms, like that things also we have seen, we studied in before lessons. So we know now the cities developing, small cities developing, big cities developing, villages also becoming large villages. Because of that one, with that we can see the new idea began to develop with the growth of the society, as the society in economically, socially, politically, how it is progressing. According to that, in devotional path also we can see the development, or the relation with God also changing according to the change of the society, or it is going hand in hand. Only economical development, like that we can't find out any society only going with economical development or only with the social development. Which society we are studying, we want to understand all the aspects. We have seen the economical aspect with the trade, like that chapter, then the administration that we have seen in the name of different empires. So so all this and political development, how the rulers made the society in different way, and what was the ruling type, how they was loving the subjects of the subjects of that particular kingdom, like that things we have seen already. So social, economical, political and spiritual development, it is going hand in hand. The idea that all living things pass through countless cycles of birth and rebirth, performing good deeds and bad, come to be widely accepted. So in 8th century, when we are looking, or from 6th to 8th century, that time we can see the idea which is developed like that. People having, human beings having the, or all the living things, we are coming countless cycles of birth and rebirth. Means it is like a cycle, and here our life started and it is ending, and starting new cycle and ending, and third cycle ending, like this cycle it is moving. And how we are doing the good things or bad things, according to that the cycle it may change. That idea developed slowly. Please underline that one. The idea that of all living things pass through countless cycles of birth and rebirth, performing good deeds and bad, come to widely accepted. So in the society improving, according to that people started to believe in this way. Similarly, the idea of all human beings are not equal even at birth gained ground during this period. And we have seen the Varna system, in that we are studying, we studied already people getting birth in particular caste. According to that, they are getting different position in the society. So we are not equal, humans are not equal by birth. The belief that social privilege came from birth is in a noble family or a high caste family was subjected for many learned texts. So in Varna system, we are saying like that those who got birth in higher class or higher caste, they will get a noble position in the society. Those who got birth in the lower caste or community or the lower strata, they are getting the lower status. That was the condition. It started here in India in BCC itself, and it even in 8th to 18th century we have followed the same thing. Okay, we will continue in next video.